So today, we have a question to ask you guys as a story. Once upon a time, during the Buddha's time, there was a man who had 4 daughters. And they wanted to get married. And they had all these boys trying to marry them. And the father had a headache. He's like, what am I going to do? I have to help pick a husband for my daughters. And he didn't know what to do. He had such a big headache. Some of the boys were handsome. Some of the boys were rich. Some of the boys were famous. And some of the boys were moral, like good people. And so he didn't know who to pick. So he went to the Buddha and says, Buddha, please help me. I have 4 daughters. I want them to have a good future. What kind of husband should I pick for my daughters? And the Buddha said, Sir, this is not the first time you've asked me this. And he's like, wait, what? This is the first time I asked you. I've never asked you before. He's like, not in this life. In other lives, you've asked me before. And in other lives, I've already told you the answer. He's like, oh, does that mean you remember the past life? Can you tell me? And the Buddha says, then listen. A long time ago, there was a man who had 4 daughters, and they were all very beautiful. Every day, boys came to the house and said, I want to marry your daughter. I'm rich. I want to marry your daughter. I'm famous and powerful. I want to marry your daughter. I'm handsome. And so he went to a wise man and asked the wise man, wise man, who should I give my daughters to? Before I give you the wise man's answer, I want to ask you, who would you give your daughter to, your friend to? It doesn't have to be about marriage, even just to be friends. Who should you be friends with? Who should you marry? What's the priority? The handsome? So your choices are handsome, rich, powerful and famous, or moral. Do you know what moral means? Someone who has a good heart and wants to do good and is scared to do evil. So, who votes rich? Raise your hand. We're talking about the number one most important. Who votes handsome? Who votes famous and powerful?
Powerful, as in like strength?
No. Okay, even strength. Even if you want to say, who votes big muscles? Who votes moral, good people?
Like good person.
You're not a good person.
Why do you think you should pick a good person more than a handsome person, more than a beautiful person, more than a famous person, more than a rich person? Why should you pick a good person? Achita?
Because if, for example, maybe like you marry a good person, right? They'll like be good and like want to help you out, so they'll maybe get a job and then they can make money. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're not rich, but like they have enough to sustain both of you guys. So
okay. Soraya, what do you think?
It's because
loud please.
It is because every day, sometimes when people marry someone, sometimes they fight. So every day, marry a good person, every day will not fight.
Good answer. She said sometimes people get married and they fight. So if you marry a good person, then they don't have to fight because they're good people. Good, very good answer. Naomi, what do you think?
Because they won't ever like rig up.
Possibly. Anyone else? What do you guys think? So that wise man said the same thing that all you wise students said. He says, for me, the most important thing to look for in a person is how good their heart is. When people do good things follow. When people do bad things follow. So if you have a good person in your life, they will help you be better, they will be good, and they will have good results. Good people can always make money. Good people can always work out and become attractive. But if you're attractive and you're rich, it doesn't mean you're a good person. We've all seen examples of money making people evil. We've all seen examples of attractive people being evil. We've all seen famous people being evil. But good people don't turn evil. Good people don't abuse you, don't hurt your feelings, are not jealous, are not selfish. Good people make your heart warm, and good people make your life safe. So do you want a handsome person or a good person? Do you want a rich person or a good person? And so for all of us here, let's all try to be good people and surround ourselves with good people, because that's what the wise man said. And that's also what the Buddha taught. Good people are good to have around you. Bad people, stay away from them because they will make your life harder. Understand? Sadhu.